Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 268, Ukraine Unequal Justice. I'm talking about what's going on in Ukraine with Donald Trump and Zelensky, the president of Ukraine right now, and Joe Biden and the company called Burisma, which was a large gas oil corporation within Ukraine, which was apparently corrupted and hired Joe Biden's kid, who was kicked out of the military for drug use. Hired him shortly after he was kicked out of the military to be on their board of directors for $50,000 per month. And well, anyway, so what happened was Joe Biden, image was unearthed, by the way, or I mean, a video was unearthed of Joe Biden essentially saying to the media, saying, I told the president of Ukraine that if they don't fire the guy, their AG or whatever it was, lead investigator of Ukraine, for investigating Burisma, who his son was on the board of directors, they were going to withhold $1.5 billion of foreign aid to bail out their banking system because Ukraine was apparently on the beginning of some kind of banking crisis. And so Joe Biden essentially admitted that he used his power as the vice president of the United States of America and his influence to bribe a foreign president to protect his son and the company that was apparently doing murky dealings within Ukraine. Apparently this isn't a problem. Like, I don't know why the FBI, CIA, or whatever else isn't investigating Joe Biden. Apparently Barack Obama knew about it. I don't know why they're not sitting there laying the hammer on him. So what happens, fast forward, he admits this. Everybody realizes this seems really, really illegal. And Donald Trump talks to Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. That's what presidents do. They talk to each other and they do diplomacy and they actually talk about business. And they were talking about, the ongoings within Ukraine, and maybe perhaps they were talking about Joe Biden. And Donald Trump says, well, you might want to look into that. That sounds a little shady. Now, so what's more illegal? What's more illegal? Using your position and power as an elected official within the United States of America to hijack the public treasury of the United States of America, to bribe a foreign politician to protect your son, who is hired for a bloated salary to the board of directors of a company that's doing shady dealings in Europe in a foreign nation. Is that more illegal? Or is it more illegal for a president to talk to another president and state, I think there's probably shady dealings going on in your country. Maybe you want to look into it. So what happened is this has been the impetus. Apparently some CIA whistleblower or whatever it is blew the whistle on Donald Trump talking to the president of Ukraine. Like, they're listening in on the president's conversation. Why is that not illegal? That's a real question, right? So they're spying on the president, and then they're leaking the information and being protected by whistleblower laws. And apparently it's more illegal for a president to talk to a president about shady dealings that both countries have in common than it is to actually do the shady dealings themselves. This is, by the way, why Americans are so annoyed with the political system. This is why Americans kind of want to get like the establishment out. We call it the deep state. We call it the swamp. Donald Trump coined it the swamp. That there's such a misapplication of justice in our system, which tells you that there's corruption to the highest degree within our federal government. If you can look at those two occurrences that occurred in the history of the United States of America, and you see them ignoring Joe Biden and his son and all the shady dealings of how he got rewarded, and even the president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, knew about it, and they don't investigate it. Like, they don't actually talk about it, and the media doesn't talk about it. But then the president of the United States of America, who's trying to clean the mess up, just even mentions it. And he's now, they're actually rallying the troops to impeach the guy. So let me ask the Democratic Party this, and the rest of the United States of America. 40% of our nation views Donald Trump, who's democratically elected, as the one man that can actually turn the ship around and save our nation from the deep state and the swamp and so on and so forth, take away globalism, bring us back to a little bit of populism or nationalism, bring us back to being the United States of America, two-time World War champion. What do you think will happen to those 40% of people if they get their way and they impeach the one man that they think they put all their trust in, and he gets impeached for talking to a foreign president about a crime that occurred? That's all he did. Like, how can you impeach somebody for talking to somebody? Like, don't we have the freedom of speech in this nation? It's kind of ridiculous. And well, anyway, so the misapplication of justice within the higher levels of our government tells you unequivocally that there is so much corruption in our government that it's rotten. It like just stinks of filth and so on and so forth. There shouldn't even be a conversation here. Everybody should agree. Yeah, Biden's son, that was a problem. Who knew about it? Let's investigate that. And we're glad that the president actually talked to somebody about it. That should be the logical course of events. But instead, it's like, oh, we're going to impeach the guy for talking to somebody about a crime that occurred that we're not going to investigate. Really? I don't know. Well, anyway, this is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Please like or subscribe, get the Mass, pray the daily rosary, and share with your friends, everybody. And God bless you all. Take care.